This is Kim Leppert with Flyleaf Counseling. I have been referencing a Dr. Seuss story a lot lately, and I thought it would be a good one to share. It's the story of the Zax. And I'm not sure if you remember the story as a kid, but it was one of my favorites. And what it is about these two critters. I guess they're called Zax, you know how Dr. Seuss does. And there's a north going Zax and a south going Zax. And one only goes north and one only goes south, and one day they meet. And what happens is they just don't want to move. That one never goes east or west, the other one never goes west or east, and they just stick right in the middle and stare at each other, not moving. What happens in the story, though, is that the world keeps moving. The world builds around them. And so what goes from these two little critters standing in a prairie to these two little critters standing there with a whole entire city and highways around them. And so I think that that's just pretty telling of the times that we're living in right now. We're living in a time where there are so many people with their feet dug in about being one way or this way or any other way, or as Dr. Seuss says it, which way or what and which way and that. People just kind of get stuck. And so what's happening is that the world doesn't stop moving because you're stuck. Just because you don't want the world to move, because you don't want progress to happen, whether or not, I don't care where you stand on the spectrum, if you dig your feet in and demand change to never happen, and you demand things to be your way and only your way, you're going to be like the Zax, and you guys are going to look at each other, nobody's going to move, but the rest of the world is going to keep growing. And we can't stop progress. So whether or not, I don't care what your spectrum is, understanding that sometimes we've got to take a little step to the right or the left, and we've got to give room for people to have some room to maneuver and get around each other so that we can continue to work together and grow. But being stuck is never a good thing. And we can look at that in a macro level, like at what's going on in the world today. I mean, this is happening worldwide, where people are getting so stuck in what their beliefs are that they're actually hurting each other with their stubbornness. And it is really kind of disheartening. The other piece of it is in our personal lives. Sometimes we have horrific things happen to us, and we just feel like it's not time for us to move forward. Or we feel like if for some reason I move out of this stuck space, it's going to say something negative about me, or my world is going to change and it's going to be different if I move out of this space that I have found myself in. And the reality of it is, yeah, the world's going to move around you. And if you stay in that space, the world is going to just leave you behind. It's okay to pause your life sometimes and to just kind of regroup and get yourself together, or grieve, or whatever it is you have to do. But if you stay there, the world is going to leave you behind, and you're going to notice it and you're going to feel it. So there has to be some room for growth and movement. Change is coming for all of us. It happens in our personal lives. It's happening globally. Change is going to happen. We can choose to go with the change, or we can choose to be stuck and not accept any change. But it's going to happen. And it's going to have to come from both sides, because no one side can be entirely right. We've got to work together, or we're going to get left behind. So just kind of a visual. How many times have you seen this on the news lately? Yeah, the two Zax fighting in the prairie of cracks. And that's kind of what we're seeing out there. And the scary part is that nobody's wrong, but nobody's right. Everybody's kind of got to be somewhere in the middle, and we got to give grace to each other. We all come to our beliefs about who we are from a really honest place, and we have to respect them and give some grace to each other. So just with a little bit of right and left movement, and maybe a little bit of grace and kindness, we won't feel so stuck in a world that's moving around us. So anyway, just kind of some thoughts from Dr. Seuss and the Zax, and I hope it helps, and I hope you have a great day. If you want to learn more about me, Stephanie, Allie, or Kimberly, you can contact us at flyleafcounseling.com or our YouTube channel, Flyleaf Counseling. Have a great afternoon. Bye.